So today we're going to focus on which are like the main categories when you would consider creating a YouTube channel. And I like to break it up in categories so that you might have an idea of where to start. The most popular categories, I mean, even if you go to sites like Social Blade or even YouTube, might give it or give a description for them are entertainment, finance, education, music, the how to tutorials, beauty, think everything makeup, hair, skin, news and politics, gaming, travel, science and technology, and autos and vehicles. And what I wanted to do in this very quick video was basically try to do some sort of ranking so that if you're starting a new channel on YouTube, you might put a little bit of consideration of which segment is likely to be more attractive. But before doing that, let me just break down this like in big buckets. And so I have what I call the lowest CPMs, which basically mean those are categories that would have the lowest paying ads running on the different videos that you create, and the ones that would actually have the highest one. So recently I've been seeing quite a dramatic surge on the finance category, and you probably heard or seen, I'll link on the top, that I did a video just going through the potential revenue of what financial educational channels could make on YouTube. And so I have entertainment, music, news, politics, gaming, and travel as lower CPM, and higher CPM, well, beauty and science, technology, autos, and vehicles. But first, let's go through additional points of data that are also important to consider. So it's not only me classifying them because of particular aspect. It's also understanding that there are basic elements that affect your current CPM. So for example, seasons is something that is very important and almost influence every single channel. So let's say you have a technology channel and you're doing reviews of I don't know, it could be iPhones, computers, or gadgets, or cameras, all sort of things. Well, these types of channels, or most YouTubers tend to see a higher spend at the end of the year, meaning November and December. That's when really CPMs get really high, or whenever you have like a special holiday coming in. So if you're like, if you were going to travel, so obviously 2 months before the summer break, well, most likely people that are planning their vacations will go to travel channels and thus will get higher CPM. So seasons is something that you would always have to factor, kind of like the rule of thumb. You're always going to get better ad rates starting on October, end of the year, and then January, February, they're a little bit lagging. They're not very good. Then you have supply of ad space. So think of it in the following way. So let's say you are a stock trader and you're going to teach people how to trade stock. So you're the only one that is teaching about stocks on YouTube. So obviously, if your content has sufficient demand because it didn't exist, then what's going to happen is that let's say if you're an advertiser like Robinhood or any of those online brokerages, you'll most likely want to run your ads in a channel that is talking about stock trading. So if the inventory of ads available, meaning you are the only channel that is available, is very low, then the bid is actually going to go up. The same thing is going to happen in reverse. So if you ask anyone that is 15 or 17 years old, they'll probably, their idea is like, hey, I want to become a YouTuber, and YouTuber could be a gamer, or if someone just wants to do makeup, they just want to create makeup tutorials. Well, there are certain few that are able to become very successful, but there are some that just get confused or mixed in the multitude of people. So the ad inventory or the supply of ad space is just going to be very vast. And so it's like too many instances of the same thing. So the ads are only going to fall to the only ones that are very good. So if there's a lot of inventory of gamers, most likely you will not get any of the good premium ads that are going to more specific or targeted channels. Then you have types of ads. And so not all ads are created equal. So you have the display banner on the right side. You have a bunch of little banners that pop up every now and then within your video. And you also have skippable ads. Skippable ads are usually the ones that pay the highest because they are very intrusive. Some of them force you to watch the ad for at least, I guess it's 30 seconds, and then they serve you the content. So it is those types of ads that input a higher premium, but not all YouTube channels get those types of ads. So with time, if you start to be recognized by the algorithm as a certain level of expertise, well, you most probably will get those premium ads. So those are also very important. Obviously, the actions that users take within those ads are also relevant. So many of them will just skip them, and I think it's if it's not like 10 seconds or 15 seconds, the revenue doesn't count in your favor. So that is also something that is very important. And the last one is locations of viewers. And so you might be very popular in Paraguay, South America, even though yours is an English speaking channel, but you really wanted US viewers to watch your content, not people from Paraguay, which basically means that the ads that are being served are from companies that are trying to sell and promote products. So most likely the advertisement in Paraguay is going to be much cheaper. Thus, you're going to gain less money than if you were getting it from advertisers that would like to run ads from your YouTube viewers in the US and not in other countries. So here is just a couple of samples. So I really like financial education, Jeremy. He's really making waves on YouTube, basically because he has an engaged audience, and most advertisers have recognized that this type of engaged audience is the one that actually interact. And so he has or tends to have a high CPM. Another one that I like a lot is Data Dash from Nicholas Merton. So it's all about cryptocurrency. And so once you have like a niche, then you get to have higher CPM. So I just wanted to post specific samples so that you have an idea, or you could explore it by yourselves, what those channels look like. Two more channels that I like, technology and auto. And so why technology and auto? And the same thing, why finance? And so think of it, if you're an advertiser and you're a bank, let's say Ali Bank, or you're trying to open a no brokerage account, you probably pay a lot of money to get that customer. And so if a lead can be generated through one of these YouTube channels, and so the amount of money that YouTube is splitting with you, it's probably higher than what someone who is trying to promote or sell a book. The same thing goes, for example, with technology and autos. And so just think about Super Bowl or the traditional ads you see in the US. Automakers are probably one of the biggest ad spenders in the US. So if you have a channel like Dog Demuro, which basically does lengthy reviews of cars from old and new, well, most likely you're going to get advertisers like Ford or Toyota. Or if you go to Now You Know, which basically focuses on the technology of Tesla and how Tesla is improving, well, most likely they're going to go and receive a lot of ads in the electrical segment, so solar roofs, even well, Tesla technically doesn't advertise, so that would be wrong of me. But think if Volkswagen is trying to introduce an electrical vehicle, you'll see those ads running within their site. And remember, those are the ones that actually spend the money. And there's some degree of correlation. Just think Super Bowl, again, which are the big ad spenders. You'll most likely see it on technology or auto channels. Same thing happens. This is a little bit of a mix of education and technology. So Marquise Brownlee, he's constantly doing reviews of everything from iPhones to Android phones to just cameras and technology. So it is very likely that all the companies that sell gadgets, accessories, and even phones will like to advertise on the channel because they know he has a high level of followers, and so that actually pays with high CPMs. And then you have people like Lex Friedman. He has a couple of courses in MIT. I think he's a MIT teacher. But once you specialize in a specific niche, like artificial intelligence, then most likely what you would have is different Ivy schools or let's call it bootcamp companies running ads. And if you think of the price of any of those boot camps, or even enrolling in an Ivy League or a college by itself, a state-run college, they usually pay significant amounts to generate leads. So those are like the ones that I think have high levels of CPMs in the range, everything from $10 CPM to $30 CPM. And I wanted to get into the ones that are really bad. Now, this one, personally, it's a channel that I have. It's called Do Re Mi La. And this one is not faring very well because of two reasons. Why? One is, the location. So most of the viewers are not from the US. They're from Mexico, Colombia, and thus the ads are not where the heavy bucks of advertisers are. And so here we have CPMs as lower than $1 CPM, which is, really, really inexpensive. And then you have not all types of ads running because it's a made for kids a channel. So you don't have like the retargeting or like anything or you didn't even have like the display ads. So when you're considering a channel, take a little bit of the time to think if the niche or the category you're going to develop and invest all your time and energy is one that actually considers a high CPM, a high paying CPM. Otherwise, you'll be probably missing on higher ventures or other categories that could produce you higher levels of revenue when you create your YouTube channel.